Hey everyone, this is David. It's just a quick hit on a Wednesday afternoon. I love that you guys are some of you don't miss a beat. Lots of people have been saying you normally do the quick hits on a Tuesday afternoon. Is everything okay, David? Well, today is Wednesday. No, we weren't behind. Let me tell you something. I'll never be behind. If I have to stay up for 4 weeks straight, I ain't taking a fucking break if I don't want to. Uh, we really have issued them on Wednesdays before. There is no specific day. Usually it's Tuesday or Wednesday and then Sunday, but we're now doing more than two a week. Anyway, guys, it's a quick hit. Let's get to it. We got three main things we got to cover today. First of all, we will break our silence. How's that for dramaticness? Today, oh my God, Teresa Giudice walks out of the interview. Yes, everybody, I'm well aware of it. We had some other things we had to get through, and now today we break our silence, dramatic style. I love when these other podcasters get so excited, exclusive, and break your silence. Put it back in your fucking pants, the 2 incher. Nobody cares. Anyway, man, and I gotta say that, look, from someone who has over 6 years interviewed, we have interviewed almost every housewife. We have had almost everybody on this podcast. You know, it works so many different ways behind the scenes. I should do a whole show one day, just about different interviews. There's interviews where publicists and managers and so many people are involved. Look, here behind the velvet rope in year six, we don't play. And that has nothing to do with me. That has to do with one person and one person only. All of you. We don't play because of all of you. We get so many. There's a lot of interviews now that I turn down. You get a call from Sutton's assistant, Avi. Oh, you want to talk. You don't work with Sutton no more. Well, do you have an NDA? Are we gonna talk about you working with Sutton? And if not, we're gonna talk about what? You painting your nails? Hard pass. So we don't play here. You look at and I think it's very interesting that this question was asked of Teresa. So let's back up for a few minutes. Let's focus here. Teresa went on a news program in Chicago. She went on in Chicago to promote her Chicago appearance. Her appearance is not sold out. If it was sold out, she probably wouldn't be promoting it. No shade in the game of promoting anything. That's what people do. People come on this podcast. Jodie Sweetin from Fuller House, we have her on. She has something to promote. We will promote the hell out of what Jodie has to say at the beginning and the end of the show. In the middle, we're talking Candace Cameron. We're talking Fuller House, Full House. Everybody in Hollywood that has been in the business, they know that that's how it works. So there's nobody inviting Teresa on their show to talk about her upcoming casino appearances in the Chicago area, which are not sold out, unless we're going to talk about at least RHONJ. Because it also, let me tell you something. I heard that, well, a couple of things. I heard that she couldn't even get on the show, that Tom Sandoval was there to promote his appearance on America's Got Talent. And yes, oh, I have so much to say about Mr. Sandoval's appearance on America's Got Talent. It's an NBC show. He was on Howie Mandel's podcast. Don't think these things just happen, guys. This is so set up. Give me a fucking break. I'm not turning my nose about it at all. But he was there, so they want him to do press for the show. NBC is asking him. We could pretend that this is out of nowhere, but NBC is asking him to do press. And I heard the only way that Teresa begged NBC because she wasn't getting interviews, and I heard that what happened is Bravo NBC had to go to this Chicago channel and say, look, we'll give you Tom Sandoval, but you have to take Teresa as well. So I heard they didn't even want to interview her. But regardless, she's there to promote her Chicago shows. That's fine. Of course, they're going to ask you about RHONJ because even before this question, which caused her to walk out of the interview, she seemed annoyed to me in watching this clip. They asked her about the future of RHONJ and are you going to come back? And even with that question, she seemed annoyed. I've said this before on this podcast. Teresa seems annoyed in every fucking interview she does. It has nothing to do with whether I like her or not. She just seems annoyed. It's like if your people aren't coming to your Chicago show just because you're Teresa. You are there to promote it. They are going to ask you other questions. That's how it works. So before any of what we're about to talk about, she just seemed annoyed when they even asked her about the future of RHONJ. She gave the same answer. I'm the OG. Of course, I'm going to come back, but that's up to Bravo. Okay. Mind you, there's a lot of people that have come on this podcast throughout the years. I'm always ready for someone to walk out. I would love for someone to walk out at me. I think that alone, yes, it makes you go viral. The one caveat I have to say in Teresa's favor is I always say this to Sarah. I'm so shocked that, like, I could think of maybe on one hand when one or two people very politely, very professionally have steered me away from asking the question and basically said they don't want to talk about something. It's always shocking, like when a Tamara Sue Waddle is on this podcast and she goes viral for what she said. It's like, bitch, if you didn't want to answer the question, you should have just said, I don't want to answer that. You can say that in a professional way. So I guess if I'm going to give any credit to Teresa, good for you for getting yourself out of a situation you didn't want to be in. But I mean, bravo, bravo, bravo to this guy from yeah, this is what people want to know, Teresa. So she goes on, they're talking about her shit show that's not selling. I shouldn't say that. That's not very nice. They ask her about RHONJ. She seems annoyed. And then I'm really looking for the guy's information because this guy, Larry Potash, who is one of the people that works at WGN in Chicago, asked her, let me just get it. He said, after the New Jersey question, he said, how does a family go for years without paying taxes? And Teresa, thinking on her feet, she's really smart. The pea brain says, whose family? Whose family are you talking about? And I don't know what she thought the guy was going to say when she asked that question. He said, your family. So they ask her about the upcoming show to sell her tickets. They ask her about RHONJ. And then the guy says, how does a family go several years without paying taxes? And she says, whose family? Whose family are you talking about? And he says, your family. I'm talking about your family. Your family who apparently you owe $3 million in taxes. And she couldn't believe the question. And she was like, okay, that's it. I'm out. So then she starts to shut off her phone. She's on Zoom. She flips the phone around. She can't get to it fast enough. She shuts down the phone and she walks out. Now, a couple of things are, so that's what happened. A couple of things are happening here. Kudos to him for asking the question, right? That's like when you want to come on here, I'm going to ask you the real questions. So first of all, as we've said here a few weeks ago, she doesn't have the scumbag lawyer. She can't pay the scumbag lawyer anymore. She doesn't have the money. She's having the financial trouble. So the scumbag lawyer is gone. I doubt he left on his own because the guy would chase a fucking dime into the middle of New York Street if there was a fucking bus barreling it down, being driven by fucking Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock in fucking Speed. If the bus was speeding down like in the movie with Keanu and Sandra, and there was a penny in the street, this lawyer would chase the fucking penny, bend down, his ass crack would show because his pants would fall